Oh man, we are in Chicago at the Old Town School of Folk Music for the 2023 Fretboard Summit hosted by our friends at Fretboard Journal. This is quite an event. There is so much going on, it's been really hard to catch it all. Exhibitions, boy, I saw the Blue Guitar exhibit, a project that was commissioned by a guy named Scott Chinnery who commissioned a bunch of well-known builders to all build a beautiful blue arch top. There are workshops that show you how to be a better player, amp and pedal builders here. There are contests. Also, some amazing concerts. But what we're all really here for are the guitars. I love custom-made guitars. They're my favorite things, they're my favorite instruments that I own. Some players get to a certain point where their Gibsons and their Fenders just don't quite cut it anymore. They want something a little more advanced to help take their music and their playing to the next level. When you get to the point where you're kind of over your run-of-the-mill factory instrument and you're getting ready to make that step into owning or buying a custom guitar, we're gonna talk to Logan and Paul from Dream Guitars, and they're gonna walk us through the do's and don'ts about navigating the process of ordering a new instrument.
Dream Guitars, I founded it because of one guitar. I met a pro who became my mentor, and I was getting to be a really good player. And he said, you just need a better guitar. You'll see that the guitar brings things out of you that you're not currently hearing. And I scraped and saved, and I bought the best handmade guitar I could get at the time. It happened to be a Stefan Sobel guitar from England, made out of Brazilian rosewood. And the number one thing that guitar did is I could not be in the room with it without grabbing it and playing it. So it made my playing go whoom through the roof. And so inspiration is a big reason.
We believe the best guitars ever made are being made today. What I do and we do is go around the world and look for them. First of all, what is a custom guitar? Well, it seems pretty obvious, but it's really commissioning a guitar with a builder, either directly or through somebody you trust like us, to custom build a guitar to your specifications.
I constantly describe my personal number one guitar as to me it feels like your favorite pair of blue jeans. Right. You put on those jeans and it just feels like, oh, I'm home. It's comfort. It's like going home.
I've had grown men cry in my shop playing a guitar that for the first time in their life they were like, it's like they never touched a guitar before because they've never heard the openness and the beauty that can come from a Jeff Traugott or Erwin Samaji or an Isaac Jang or whatever speaks to your personal heart, of course. But I want to jump into here is how to get it right. So you want to buy a custom guitar. How do you avoid some of the mistakes we've seen over the years?
Top things to do when you're buying a custom guitar. A gentleman just came up to me a few moments ago and he said to me, Paul, one of the most important things that I learned is to not have preconceived notions. He gave a couple concrete examples. He said, when I saw a guitar with a sound port for the first time, I thought, who would ever put a hole in the side of a guitar? But once he played one, he said, oh, I get it. And he went out and custom built one.
Sound ports, I don't know if you've seen those before. It's a small hole drilled into the upper bout on the bass side of the guitar, and it just projects that to you a little bit more better. There's a guy who described it to me as it's your personal sound hole, which...
More me in the monitor, please.
More me in the monitor, yeah.
Same thing with fan fret guitars. We have lots of people look at fan frets and it's intimidating. They're like, oh, that's weird. But you play one and you realize, oh, there's a lot of benefits. And by the way, I like to play in DADGAD and C tuning, so fan fret makes perfect sense, Paul.
The fan fret or multi-scale fingerboard still feels comfortable. Your hand does this a little bit anyways, so.
If you play air guitar and just play a chromatic scale, as you go down the neck, your fingers do this. They spread in and out. So people are totally surprised. One of my favorite things in the shop is to hand somebody a fan fret and not tell them. And if they just start playing and they don't even notice it.
Certain woods. Lots of people, he gave another example. First time he ever played an oak guitar, he had preconceived notions that would never sound good.
Think about your budget. In our shop, most of our custom guitars start closer to 10,000 and go up. But there are makers you can get for 5, 6, 7,000. There are makers regionally, you'll find more closer to your home in the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 range. And then of course, the more custom they are, we commonly build guitars that are $40,000, $50,000, but those are heirloom guitars that are actually going up in value every year. So really think about your budget, because if you have $5,000, I'm very likely to say to you, you know what, you're better off buying pre-owned because you can get something that from a mid-level maker that was brand new, maybe it was $7,000 a few years ago, and now you can afford that guitar, and it's going to be a big step up than what you might even get custom brand new.
Do consider ergonomics. Keep in mind that there's a lot of ergonomic features that you can dial in, be it an arm bevel or multi-scale setup, personal preference, to have a very comfortable guitar today.
And also necks. If you have a particular neck profile that you love, like if you have a guitar that you just adore the neck on it, if you're able to get use a relief gauge to get a contour and figure out what the neck is actually carved like, and you can submit that to the builder, they can recreate that neck to a T.
Be clear on your intentions for doing a custom build, and be clear on the type of buyer you are. Some people are getting a custom guitar and they should know that they're the type of person that's going to resell it in a year. Or they're the kind of person that never resells them. Or they're the kind of person that wants to hand them off to their children. So that's a very different approach to why you're building.
But don't over-personalize a guitar. Even though you're custom building, it's going to be a temptation. You're going to want to do something that's really just for you.
You might love the fact that you have, your nickname in 2-inch inlay on the fingerboard, but again, keep in mind the guitar may not want to be yours forever, so that's going to have to be undone. We many times have to cut out the 12th fret of a guitar and replace it with a piece of ebony because someone's initials are there, which makes it unsellable.
Don't tell the luthier what you want to build. Sometimes I have people who are building their first guitar and they go, I think I read somewhere if it's 1/8 of an inch thicker, it's going to have more bass. Can we do that? I'm like, no, you're asking Isaac Jang to build you a guitar or Jordan McConnell to build you a guitar because you heard their guitar and thought, that's amazing. Trust them and let them do their work. They are the luthier. I'm not and you're not.
To over dictate what you want the builder to do can be a problem because they're creative people, and if you take away that creativity by saying it must be like this, and this, you're going to lose the potential that that guitar has. Like the best builds I've ever done is when the client says, I know I want like this shape and I need this nut width, but other than that I want him to do his art. And that's when you get the special stuff. I've seen builders do incredible work because they've had some creativity and some room to do their best for the client.
Wood combinations. Many times people call me and they say, I want to build, this Egyptian redwood with this, ironwood that was in a castle, Builders know the woods, and they also, by the way, have already had the wood for your guitar in their shop, and it's probably been there for 5 or 10 or 20 years. A lot of people call me up and say, well, I got this set at a garage sale 5 years ago, can I use that? Like, no. It takes years for them to prepare the wood and make sure that it's cured and dried the way they want it, and all of that.
Another thing that you want to be aware of is climate. Where do you live and where does the builder live? And make sure the builder knows where you live. A real quick story about that is I had a young maker from Korea hound me for a year to try his guitar. And finally I acquiesced and he sent it to me, and it was hanging in the shop for a weekend.
When I'm sitting there in the morning working, I hear boom! And the guitar split in half on the wall. It just exploded because he built it in like 110% humidity and then sent it to me. So you at least want to have the conversation with the builder. Hey, I live in Arizona where it's really dry. I live on an island where it's 70-80% humidity all the time. I want to use this on my boat. I'll sell you a carbon fiber guitar for that.
Don't rush. Don't rush the builder to get the thing done, because if they're not having fun, if they're not enjoying the process of building an instrument, it's probably not going to turn up as well as it could if they were excited and inspired to build that guitar.
If you know anything about luthiers, who here knows that luthiers tend to be a little bit late? Anybody? But if you push the builder, some clients are just like, you said it was going to be in February, and what could happen is they rush a little bit and you don't get the quality that you want. So if you work with us, I pad the builder time. So they tell me they can deliver in February, I'm going to tell you June or July. So I'm going to try to under promise, over deliver, I guess they say.
To continue along that, be patient. Be patient for the guitar to be built, and then also be patient for the guitar to wake up.
Don't expect the guitar to be wide awake day one. So a brand new guitar takes a minute. So some people order a custom guitar and then they're like disappointed, but they ordered an Adirondack spruce top because Tony Rice played that, But Adirondack spruce, everybody, all the builders will tell you, it takes a year or two to start sounding its best. And by the way, that's a year or two of playing it every day. It's not a year or two in your case.
Another great reason to build a custom guitar is to support these amazing artists in our life. Very experienced builders tell me that 30 years ago, all the builders kept their own secrets. Like, don't look under the hood of my guitar. Now it's not like that. They share like crazy. You've got all these organizations, Yogal and Asia, and shows like this where the builders are hanging out. And so the level of artistry is through the roof. And I mean that tonally, I mean that visually, I mean that ergonomically. So I think supporting these people that are giving this artistry to the world is a beautiful thing.
When you first build with a custom person, you want to do everything. You want to make this guitar that has 7 pickups and just all this stuff. But see what the builder wants to do, because they'll probably steer you in the right direction, and listen to them and take advice and make it a real two-way street. Make sure it's a fun thing.
Well, you need to find somebody that you can work with. That's number one. Find someone that could be a new friend who's a luthier, that is going to that's going to listen to you, listen to the sound that you want, and then try to get that for you.
What I usually do is I start, of course, by email or by phone calls, and I ask them sending me audio or video of sounds that they like it. I don't care which brand or if they are playing or somebody else is playing. In this way I can understand more which sound they are looking for.
You have to take the name out of the equation. Forget about Fender, Ibanez, Gibson. I mean, they're all great brands. But if you're looking for something custom, pick up the guitar, play it, hear it. It comes down to playability and how it sounds. That's really what you're looking for. And that should be your starting point.
Have fun with it. Play as many different guitars from as many different builders as you can.
Don't go for the best known brand. Look what people are saying on the streets.
There are elements that are customizable, and then there are things that aren't, such as my body shape, my body size, my headstock, my tailpiece designs. Those things, somebody can't come to me and be like, oh, I really like this, but can we tweak this here and there? No, those are things that have taken me many, many years to arrive at. There's a lot of failure and success behind those designs that have led me to arrive there. And frankly, that's why people come to me is for that experience, and so they trust me there. But when it comes to, when our material choices, the colors, the tone, how we like our necks to feel, those are the most customizable areas of my guitars.
What I like to do with my customers is I do like a rendering before I start in CAD, and then we can kind of tweak things before we even start. I wouldn't want to discourage my customer from doing things, more like problem solve, okay, how can we make this work and still achieve something that I'm proud of as well, because at the end of the day, my name will be on the moniker, and I don't want it to be so far out of the style that I kind of want to go for.
If the scale is 630, we will make a smaller neck, but we will not make a neck that's like an acoustic guitar, like a U-shaped neck. That we'll let the other big companies do that, and we want our customers to know what a traditional Spanish made instrument is. Going away from a traditional build is maybe not the best idea for us.
I try not to say no to people if it's really passionate. It's kind of like a tattoo, it's personal to them. You may not find it your favorite thing in the world, but you do it to the best of your ability to make them happy too.
I kind of do both. I'll build instruments that I like kind of as a spec model, and then I'll build custom stuff. People will request in different inlays or different woods or binding trim options.
We all have things that we do that are kind of our signature, and those are important because they're identifying our art. It's the same as literally signing a piece of art at the end of it. So for me, it's my headstock design, my rosette, and some of the decorative appointments. And so if somebody comes to me and says, I want one of your guitars, but I don't want those things, it's very difficult to say, oh, let me omit them, because that's part of my brand, right? So those signature things I tend to stick with, and then everything else is up for discussion. And some things fall within my wheelhouse, and I feel very confident that I can build the best guitar I can build and give them the product they're looking for. And other times I say that's not my strong suit, and you'd be better off going to this other builder who's very well known for that.
So there's that sort of almost white glove treatment that you don't necessarily get from a bigger company, where someone is there on the ground, making sure that your vision as a player and as the purchaser of this instrument is being realized, and it's going to come out at the end how you envisioned it and how you wanted it.
Well, I would generally say to, trust your luthier. The majority of us are in it for the passion of it and the love and the art and the community. We want, as builders, to be able to create them a one-of-a-kind special instrument that will hopefully hold a dear place to them and bring inspiration into their life.
All of that good energy just goes right into the instrument. It really does.
I think it opens your mind also. So even if at the end you don't buy it because maybe you don't like it or it's too much expensive, just try it so you can feel the difference in playing, sound, the feeling.
You don't know what you're missing. It's a whole experience, the whole start to finish, especially commissioning a build. But even buying one that's built already it just has its own unique fingerprint.
Another great one, buddy.
Wow.
What a pleasure.
It's fun.
It's incredible, man. You're pushing me.